Good morning, Modern Steaders. Do you see all that white stuff? It's 25 degrees out this morning. It feels like we're going backwards in time, and it's the beginning of winter, not spring. It just goes to prove that we're building a greenhouse at the right time. With our short growing season here, we need a greenhouse. Good morning, Doc. Have you guys ever heard snowstorms like this called poor man's fertilizer? The way I understand it, these snowstorms take the nitrogen out of the atmosphere and bring it to the ground, so that's why they call it a poor man's fertilizer. Good morning, girls. Nora, what do you think of the feeder? You think that's your stool to be at your mom's level? She's looking at me like, yeah, of course, dude. What do you think? Or are you guys looking at me like, what are you doing talking to goats? Yeah, exactly. Good morning. Just hey, Nora, I need to get where you are. There you go, Willow. She's not liking the new feed we got her, so I guess we're gonna have to stick with the original brand. We're gonna have to stick with the original brand for Mama. Yeah, she don't like the new stuff. She don't like the new stuff. Yeah. You're so friendly. You're such a friendly little girl. Mama don't want you up there. Mama don't want you up there. Mama don't want you up. Ready? Do you think Mama wants you up there, Nora? She says, it don't matter. I rule the roost. Huh, you think you rule the roost? Good morning, girls. Huh, I didn't know what they were going to think about the snow. They don't seem too bothered by it. You see Tanner? Come on, let's go to the feeder. Don't worry about him. Gotta get you some more hay. Is that good? She's like, yes it is. I enjoy them sunflower seeds. I hear the boys are calling us. Morning, Rusty. You boys are always wrestling lately, aren't you? Yeah. Watch out, get in. I told you I cut you off on the sunflower seeds. So now you just get hay from now on. Good morning, girls. You ready to get out? Good morning. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Want some breakfast? I don't blame you. You girls get used to that trailer, huh? Yeah, put your bucket over here today. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Yeah, I'm messing with you. We're gonna have to adjust your Brutus situation pretty soon. We got some new chicks coming too. Good morning, Rusty and girls. I'll be right there. Good morning, Rusty. You got ladies liking your new greenhouse? Once you've been accustomed to your greenhouse for a while and it starts drying out here, we're gonna get a poultry net out for them, and they'll be able to free range. As I'm doing chores, I'm trying to keep my ears open. I got some dump trucks coming today with some loom for the greenhouse, and they should be here any minute. So I gotta make sure I'm available for them so I can tell them where to dump the first load. I thought I heard a dump truck, but maybe I was wrong. Alright. We got all the animals down below, fed and watered. Now we can take care of the chickens. We're gonna be working more on the greenhouse today. Hoping to get enough loom in here to get that all top dressed, and then we'll get the other ground post in, and we'll get that prepped for the end walls. And then we can start building the greenhouse structure part. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but that might be the dump truck. Good morning, ladies. Moose, Maverick, and Goose. It froze up again. There we go. There. I'll let that defrost for him. I thought I heard it. Here comes the first load. Lay out where we need to put our ground post on the other side, the side we're working on today. We're gonna dig all of our holes because we know the soil's a lot bonier. I know, I had 25 degrees here this morning.
I didn't even look.
Yeah.
Ground posts are going every 4 feet, so we gotta dig 13 holes for this side of the greenhouse today. The greenhouse kit that we bought is called the Nor'easter. It's designed for heavy snow loads and strong winds, and our ground posts need to go in the ground 3 feet deep, so that's why we're digging the soil. We have really rocky soil here, so we want to dig the holes, make sure we get any big rocks out so we can get the ground post in the ground 3 feet deep without too many big issues. I'm going to leave a link in the video description down below to the greenhouse kit that we got, and there'll also be a promo code listed down there for you guys too. As we're going through and digging the holes, we're pulling out any of the big rocks, and we're putting the soil back in. We're making sure we're packing it down so we drive our ground post in, we have a good firm base. This is the 5th hole for the day, and we got about 18 inches down, and we hit this pretty good sized rock. I wouldn't call this one quite a boulder because we're going to be getting some bigger ones later on.
Oh yeah. We're good.
Gonna make some banana bread. I've been going to make it all week, and then time gets away from you, and bananas get more ripe and more ripe. So these are definitely ripe bananas. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't like to just make one. I make 2 when I make banana bread or zucchini bread, or usually any bread, and I freeze the other one, so that way I get 2 things done at once. Goodness. All right, so I got my 4 cups of flour, and then I got 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Excuse me, did I say tablespoons? I meant teaspoons. There's exciting stuff happening outside besides the snow. Yes, we have more snow. Working on the ground, doing the groundwork for the high tunnel. Very exciting. So I'm gonna do 2 half cups of brown sugar. And my 2 sticks of butter.
Thing is, that rock's not that big, right? It'll like hardly move with all the dirt part, right? You know, and then it don't make any sense.
I'm gonna add my 4 eggs. Just do it in here in case I get any shells. Now for these bananas. Now that I've made a big mess, I'm going to go ahead and get these in the oven. I'm going to put them in for 45 minutes and then check them, and I usually have to do another 10 or so minutes after.
Look at that, more rocks.
Well, that rock's only about a foot down there. Every time I hear that noise, I go, yep, it was the right decision to hire an excavator to come in here and do this job for me. were able to get the loom brought in when we did, because pulling all these rocks out of these holes, we're losing a lot of soil, so we need something to fill the ground back up with to make it level from our original marks.
This is the pile of rocks we got just from digging out one side of the ground post.
You watch out, mister. It's hot. I know, it smells so good, doesn't it?
Alright, I can start bringing up some ground posts now. And in a few minutes we'll have to string it all up again and get our corners squared up so that we can get our rest of our ground post in. And that'll be nice. Oh, I wish that sun would stay out. Feels so nice.
Now that we have all of our holes dug and backfilled, we need to level off the loom we just had brought in.
No way.
Right on?
That's right on the money. Yep. So 30 feet.
I'm marking right here, a mark on the string, so this is going to be the location for our front corner post.
Alright, so we got our post leveler, our post pounder, and our post. Alright, now I need to mark my height on my post. We're going to go with 3 feet.
So the first string that we just ran and that we put the level on was nice and level, and that is our reference point. So that 3 foot mark right there is going to get lined up on that string, and then we'll know we're in the ground to the right depth.
We got our tape coming from that back one. We're gonna run our tape from that front corner over here, and we should get 56 feet 10 inches, and then we'll be square. What are the odds we're right on?
Hopefully good.
Right? 56, 10. So right there. Alright, we have our double lines up and our pipes will go in between the lines. Make sure we're level. Yeah, we're right on.
So in each one of our corner posts, I put a mark a foot higher up, and then I ran our double yellow line string on it and double checked it to make sure it was still level. And then I marked all of the rest of our ground posts at 4 feet, and that double yellow line is our reference mark, so we know each one of our ground posts is in the ground 3 feet deep, and that all the tops of the ground posts are going to be nice and level.
Summer snow, when it falls on you, your blood runs cold. But don't you sweat your pretty skin, 'cause it melts away for it's sincere. And you dream about this very night, when the moon runs down the summer sky. Could it be the morning of the spring, when the sea runs dry and start to sing? Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. Do you ever feel like going back, when nothing seemed to be a drag? You ran until your legs gave way, and you cried and got back up again. And it's real to think that I could fly across a broken bridge in the fading light.
Now that we have all the ground posts set in place where we want them, we're going to go ahead and finish smoothing out all the loom that's inside of the greenhouse. We can get a nice level base.
Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. Have
greenhouse, we had to put 26 ground posts in the ground. Out of those 26, we had to dig 18 holes, and this is the rock pile from digging those 18 holes and then terracing off the area where the greenhouse is going. That building behind me is 16 feet wide, so that pile is about, I'd say 16 feet and probably 4 feet wide. For this area that I'm standing in right now, I'm thinking we can use these rocks later on, so we could terrace off another area and we can have another nice flat spot to either put another greenhouse or just another nice big garden bed. So this is the terraced off and flattened spot for the greenhouse. It's 30 feet wide by 48 feet long, and we have on the left hand side about 2 feet of loom, and on the far right we have a minimum of 12 inches of loom, and in the center we probably have about 18 inches. So we should be in good shape. We're going to have to amend the soil and get it up to where we need it to be. Well, this is where I'm going to end today's video. It's been a long day, but I am glad we have all the ground posts in the ground. That went a lot easier than I ever would have thought. I want to thank the excavator operator for sticking it out with me and getting those all done. Man, that was such a time saver and a back saver. This is where we're going to end the video, guys. I'm going to put a link to a video right here. If you guys want to go check it out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey with us. You are a huge blessing to us and our homestead, and we'll see you right back here in the next video at Lumnah Acres.